Hey guys, what is going on? We are at an episode 3 of the Nizicast, and today we are sports talk. Yes, 3. We are sports talk, and we are going to talk about the problem with the Bulls right now.
Oh, this is a good one because Dad will enjoy it.
The just overall
You guys can
problem
start.
with the Bulls.
Okay, so you got an ESPN.
I got ESPN, I got all the articles about everything that's been going on. Just
Are we talking about the drama?
anything going on with the Bulls. The drama, their coaching.
I want to know if is it a...
Alright, so first, if you guys don't know, why doesn't somebody explain it? What's going on?
Do you want to explain it, or do you want me to explain it?
I wouldn't explain it well. Yeah, go ahead and explain it.
Okay, to explain it in general terms, okay, so what started out happening was, you know that guy, Jimmy Butler?
That guy?
Jimmy Butler called out, after they were winning a game, they ended up losing the game, and Jimmy Butler called out all the rookie players, all the young players, saying that they're not giving a good enough effort, and then D. Wade also kind of jumped in and agreed that, you know, they're not giving a good enough effort night in and night out, and that, you know, kind of saying that they were the only two that were giving the effort. So then Rajon Rondo, who's usually the bad guy in every situation, that's why he's been bounced around from teams and teams don't really like him, stood up for the young guys, and I guess he posted a picture on a blog, and he said,
I think it was Instagram.
or Instagram. Okay, Instagram. Sorry. So I think he posted a picture on Instagram saying,
Or Twitter.
saying with his old Celtic teammates that won the championship, saying these guys would never call out young players in public. Kind of throwing it back at Wade and Butler for making it public, because they went to the media and said young players aren't playing hard on the Bulls team. So Rondo said that, stuck up for the young players, which is, you know, drama in itself too, because now he's telling the media that, you know, he's calling out the young, you know, calling out D. Wade, which he shouldn't be doing either. So there's all that drama, and on top of that, so Butler and Wade were suspended they didn't start. They weren't even suspended, but they just didn't start a game. They continued to play. Then there's some other issues where we just don't know who's supposed to be playing and who's not supposed to be playing. Like, they keep, you know, obviously the main starters are there. You have Wade, you have Butler always playing. But then they put in guys that you're like, why are you putting that guy in? Why has that guy been sitting for 3 weeks? And why has that guy not played, but now he is playing? So it's just very confusing as to what the coaching staff is doing. Last year, Butler called out Hoiberg that he's not coaching him hard enough. So now Hoiberg says, well, I'll coach harder now. But you kind of said that last year. So there's a whole bunch of issues going on. Funny thing is, though, after the meeting, they had a locker room meeting. They aired everything out. They're actually playing better. So I don't know if that makes a difference, what's going on. So that's kind of what's happening right now.
Yeah, because they played... Who did they play on? What was it, 2 nights ago? They played
Houston.
Yeah. And Butler was out with a ankle, or not an ankle, like a calf injury or something like that, or sprained something, was out, and they took the game, ended up taking the game into overtime.
Bruised heel.
With a bruised heel.
He is going for an MRI on his bruised heel.
Yes,
though,
MRI on Saturday, so that was yesterday.
And that what's it called? But that they still, without Butler playing, all the young guys seemed like they stepped up because they didn't have their MVP there in order to...
And D. Wade stepped up too. But, okay, it sounded really good, but that they took him into overtime. Houston Rockets are a pretty good team. But Houston, if I'm not mistaken, Houston Rockets played the night before, so they were tired. So although you didn't have Butler, you still were a lot fresher because you had, 3 days off since the last game?
Two or something like that.
Yeah, so you were fresh, and you had a 10-point lead with under 2 minutes left, and you blew it to send it into overtime. So that's, you know, I love D. Wade. I'm glad, it's cool to see him end his career here back in Chicago, but
is he done after this year?
Uh,
He's retiring?
No, he has an extension and he can play another year here in Chicago, or he can opt out and go somewhere else. But is anyone else going to pay him $51 million to go play somewhere else?
I mean,
When he'll probably retire after next year.
so we'll have him for 2 years.
Possibly.
Well, I
But I
thought
think
his
he's- go ahead.
disclaimer was that if Butler doesn't end up playing, or if they trade Butler, that he doesn't want to stay. I thought that's what he said.
Right. But now after seeing all this chaos, is that something, do you really want to stay in a situation like this with all this crazy stuff going on where the coach is, we don't even know if Hoiberg can coach because he doesn't have the pieces around him that he should have around him. So, is he a good coach? Is he not a good coach? His thing was, what he said was, well, because these are, men, it's not college kids where he came from. These are men, so you know
The
what?
Boys.
Yeah, they're not boys, they're grown men. I'm trying to give you some leeway. But now he's like, well, now I see it, you guys want me to coach harder, but, you as a coach, you should know what you should be doing.
Yeah, whether or not you should be pushing them or not.
Right. So, it's a weird situation. My thing is, as far as I'm concerned, is I would love to see them, that's fine, you can keep playing the Butlers and the Wades, and, Rondo's actually not doing too bad, where he hasn't fit in. But I want to see the young kids play. I want to see the young guys play because that, you got to know what you have so you know what to draft or what to go after. You don't know what you have with these guys. One kid, I think it was Michael Carter Williams, they
And
sent
how
him down
long
to the low-level league to play, and he scored it wasn't him, it was Valentine. They sent him down to the D League or whatever to play, in that thing, and he scored 32 points, and all his points that he scored, none of them were 2-point baskets. It was all 3-pointers. He missed all his 2-point baskets.
Wow.
But he scored all his 3-point. He made all his 3-pointers and some free throws or something. So, what do you have with
But
that
that's
kid?
weird though because I never see him in.
Yeah, I know.
He's
I
never
know.
playing.
But he looks
But when he is playing, it's like, oh, he doesn't look half bad as some of the other younger kids that are out there.
right.
So I don't understand. I mean, isn't he the youngest?
Okay, but so I don't know if he's the youngest player. That's the thing
I thought
because
he-
he was a 4-year college player.
Oh, okay.
And that's part of what they, the thing is, and the person that I'm most upset about with this is Gar Forman. Because Paxson is the, I guess the president of operations, and then Gar Forman is the general manager. He controls what players get signed, what coaches get signed. And it seems like he came out last year and said, we're going to get younger and faster. And they signed D. Wade, who's in
Older and
age,
slower.
older, exactly. Older and slower. You sign Rondo. What's Rondo? Older and slower. So how are you getting younger and faster? It doesn't make sense. And then you draft a kid who I like Valentine, but he was one of the oldest kids in the draft because he was a senior coming out of college instead of a sophomore or something. So
Can you draft him early?
I think they have to play
juniors?
1 or 2 years in. I know the rule was you had to play 1 year of college basketball.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, you can't
So
come
they
right.
could be what, 19?
Yeah, you can be 19.
No, okay.
That's what D Wade was.
He's
D Wade
19.
played 1 year, played in the NCAA championship, and then they drafted him.
Oh, yeah, didn't
Because I
know
was
that.
thinking about Zipster too. Because they keep saying how he's so young, and I don't know though if he's a.
I think he's from Germany though.
I
I
know,
think-
but I don't know if he.
So ages are weird there.
I don't know
He
if
could be
he,
way off.
I don't know if he's a year. Like I thought he was a year older than Valentine, but I don't know, or I don't know if he's played 1 year in the NBA or not.
I think Zipser's 12, but he has a driver's license.
But he's like just like McDermott though. Whenever I see him out there, he looks
I
just
know.
like McDermott. I'm like, which guy is that? And I'm like, oh, it's
He's
Zipser.
not that bad though.
No, he was, and I think it was the game. I think it was against the Rockets when he ended up scoring like a couple or shot at least a couple 3-pointers. I think he ended up making them, and I think that was the game, or maybe it was the one before that.
I think what I see now is I think the players kind of got the clue as to what the young players. Hey, we need to play harder. One of the things that the young players said in their their players meeting was, D Wade, you need to practice more, because I guess he doesn't practice. He doesn't, he goes to practices, he shoots around a little bit, but he doesn't actually practice. So maybe the kids were saying, I call them the kids. Maybe they were saying, you know what, we need to see a better example from you on how to do things, how to play defense. But you just stand on the sidelines and not showing us. We need to be shown these things.
Because it was funny, though, too, because the game after Butler and Wade called out everybody else, both of them, I know Butler for sure had a horrible game, that one, the very next game. And all the other guys and Rondo had good games. And so it was like they didn't match the level of intensity as the kids.
Right. I get a weird feeling.
You.
Huh?
They're older than you.
They're probably like around my age, half of them.
I have like
Same
mixed
kids.
feelings on Butler. What are your guys' take on Butler? Because, like, I thought he was like all in with the Bulls and stuff when they got rid of Rose, but then that one game he took himself out. Like he just walked over to the bench.
I think that was the game. That was the game after.
He picked up a foul and he just walked to the bench, and they almost said they didn't have anyone ready to go in for him. So someone's taking his clothes off, the warm-up clothes, running to the
It was
scorer's
Taj
table.
because what's his face said, "Oh, I called for Taj and he must have not heard me."
Yeah, which really, I don't find. If he's not,
It's
then
loud.
I know, but
Here.
but that brings up 2 points. It brings up 2 points. Okay, so Taj didn't hear you. Well, why didn't he hear you? He should be paying attention to what's going on, and if the coach is gonna bring him in,
Yeah.
so that's on
Especially
Taj
if he knows
now.
the situation, and especially if he knew, like, oh, Butler just fouled, he should have known, like, I'm possibly going in next. So whoever is after the foul, normally they end up putting somebody else in. So that everybody at the bench should have been, like, with the puppy dog eyes and been looking at the coach like, who's going in?
Right.
You know what I mean?
So is that on Taj, or was he just covering for to keep anything off of Butler? Like, oh, he didn't hear me. We were all set. There's no big deal here. I think it was a big deal.
Yeah.
You keep what and I don't know. I mean, I didn't play professional, but if I played basketball, you want to stay out there as much as possible.
I played
Right?
basketball 1 year.
Yeah.
Don't you want to? You want to be on the court. So even if you pick up your second foul, even if you figure, oh, I usually come out as the second foul, wouldn't you be like, all right, I'm not looking at the coach. All right, I'm going to stay in there until he tells me to come out. Why would you walk to the bench and take yourself out? Don't you want to be there?
Yeah, because that was the game when he wasn't having a good game. So I think
Right.
that's why he was like, oh, fine, I'll just go sit down.
Like a baby. It's like kind of pouts. So I got mixed feelings on him. There's rumors that he might be traded, and
Well, then who becomes your main man?
And does
If
D
Butler's
Wade
gone.
stay?
Yeah.
Well, if you get rid of Butler, D Wade will probably be gone next year. Rondo will be gone next year, which now means you're starting from scratch.
Like
Which
Carter
is,
Williams.
so I mean, you're scrapping the whole thing. You're starting from nowhere, which is fine if you're going to
Well, if
rebuild.
you could trade Butler for someone, or draft picks or something.
For a younger, faster, or for an older,
Right.
slower?
Yes. Younger, faster.
But you're going to be bad, so that means you get better
up Steph
drafts.
Curry.
You look at the Cubs. That's how they did it. They got rid of all their big name people. I mean, they look like trash, and they said we're going to look like trash for the next 2-3 years. And now look at them. They're the model of how you build a team.
Yeah. I don't know. I have mixed feelings with Butler. Like when he was saying, or when he was in the locker room and stuff like that, and D Wade told him like, yeah, you just say like, I'm the best and everything like that, and how he was going around doing that, which I think that's totally fine because I feel like in some aspects, like in sports and stuff like that, you have to kind of mentally pump yourself up, like I am the best, and so I don't think that that's wrong, but I think like some people were thinking too that he's arrogant, he thinks he's the best, he thinks he's better than LeBron James and Steph Curry and everything like that, like he thinks he's top dog and whatnot, and I don't think that that's wrong because in some aspects of sports you do have to be like, I am the best in order to mentally prepare yourself for something.
Yeah.
So I don't think that was wrong, but I think going along with like, people seeing all this stuff kind of stacking up on top of him is that gives him or makes him look bad
rep.
kind of, yeah.
Now, I think, that because you brought it up, that, he was, the beginning of the season, he was just kind of going along and not really being a superstar. And ever since, like that, when he's, D Wade was telling him, hey, you're the best, you're the guy, And then he had that one huge game where I think he won on that 3-point shot at the end of the game or
Yeah.
something like that. He had 40-something points. I think then it started clicking like, I'm the go-to guy now. And he strived at that, and you could see like he would distribute in the beginning, and then the second half, when you needed him, he would be their scorer, and that's what happened against Houston. Even if he would have just played that last 2 minutes, they probably would have won the game because he's their guy. When crunch time, when the game is tight, he'll get you buckets. That's why he's called Jimmy G Buckets.
What does the G stand for?
Gets.
I know. I like our announcers, the Chicago announcers.
They're great.
They're my favorite.
If you guys ever have a chance to watch the announcers, just
We were watching the national. It was one of the nationally broadcasted
you
ones
watching
that
now?
was on ESPN, and they had a lady.
Golden State?
No, they weren't playing Golden
I
State.
thought you were watching.
No,
Golden
I
State.
watched a Golden State OKC game, but it was
Oh.
maybe it was the OKC. Yeah, I think it was. It was when
Yeah,
the Bulls
you told
played.
me.
It was when the Bulls played
Oh.
OKC, and it was then nationally televised or whatever. So it was on ESPN. So they had different announcers. There was some guy and some lady, and oh my gosh, I just couldn't listen to them like compared to who I normally listen to. It's just,
yeah, Stacey King.
Stacey King and Neil Funk.
Yeah, they're great. They're awesome. You can always put the radio on and they're on the
I
radio
just turned
too.
the sound off on the.
Yeah. Yeah,
Wait,
Stacey
yeah.
King's great.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that next time.
We got great announcers here. For
I know.
both
And
Bulls
then
and
too, for
Hawks.
the Hawks.
And then football's not so good.
If you listen to the radio announcers are they're smart.
Yeah,
Tom
but-
Thayer and
They're smart, but they're not
I don't
talking
even-
about a good team.
I don't even know. I don't know the ones for that. I just know basketball and hockey.
Eddie Olczyk and
What's his name? We always forget his name.
I always because I got to match it up with the old when he was in the '80s.
Rick.
There's Dale
Rich.
Talon and
Vince Lombardi.
Vince Lombardi.
What?
Vince Lombardi from the grave.
Yeah.
What's his name? Oh my gosh, we did this every single time. And then we
um,
always go, oh yeah, that's his name. Pat Foley.
Pat Foley.
Oh my gosh,
Foley.
it's a little short name
I
at
know.
the beginning, and I always remember that. And I was
Tree
like,
33 in the third.
Lloyd Petitit. What's his name?
I don't know.
Lloyd Petitit. It's in 2003. You gotta know that.
Lloyd Pettit.
Petitit.
Oh yeah, because
Pettit.
you know what? Because the old Hawks regime, before the son took over, the dad got rid of Pat Foley. Pat Foley was doing Wolves games for a while.
Wolves games. Nobody watches those.
Yeah. So then when the son took over and when the dad died, he's like, we got to get Pat
Get
Foley
back.
back.
yeah, you need him. He's like,
Because he called out the Hawks a little bit that they're not running things properly.
but that's what I kind of like though about like with Stacey King is he does that with the Bulls. He's like, now that's just a stupid foul, or he'll be
Yeah.
like, now that's not how you play. Like, who's covering him? Like, why is the lane wide open? All this stuff, and like it gives you, especially for somebody who maybe isn't that familiar with basketball, I feel like gives you more of a familiar. Like, I feel like too that was the same with hockey, was that because when I started watching when the Hawks were like in the Stanley Cup and going for winning that and stuff like that. I didn't know that much about hockey, and then watching and listening to good announcers, you learn a lot more, and I feel like that's what they do too.
Well, Stacey King was taught by Michael Jordan.
So, Valentine was pulled back up yesterday from the Windy City.
When do they play next? Because by the time this is up, it'll be Saturday.
So they pulled them up February 4th, and their next game is
Is it today or tomorrow?
Do they play on the same day as the Super Bowl?
February 6th.
Because
That's
today's
tomorrow.
the Super Bowl.
Tomorrow.
So they play tomorrow against the
Sacramento Kings.
Oh, and then they play Golden State.
Ooh.
Oh, and that's an ESPN one, so we gotta turn on the
Dude,
radio for that
yeah.
one.
How about there's 459 tickets for $31. Available from $31.
Yeah, but it's in Golden State.
No, it's not
No,
in
it's
Golden
at
State. That's
Sacramento.
Sacramento.
When's the next time they're home?
They're on a road
They're on a
trip, which
6-game
I don't
road trip.
understand why.
Well, I think they got Disney on Ice.
Oh.
Disney
'Cause
on
I saw
Ice.
someone posted something on
4 game.
my Facebook that
Oh, wait,
he
no.
was going
6 game.
to
Yeah.
take his daughter to the
Okay.
Disney on Ice.
Why
Because
can't
I
you
was
play
so
oh, there's Disney at Ice.
I was so confused because both the Hawks and the Bulls are both on.
Disney on Ice comes first.
Yeah.
I mean, why can't they play together?
Yeah.
Disney on Ice is in the
Yeah.
middle, and then
I'd love to see
this little
Pinocchio.
patch of ice. in the
Pinocchio
middle.
take a slap shot. All right, Pinocchio, that's a penalty on you. No, it wasn't.
Is that guy?
I swear it wasn't me. Yeah. Pinocchio, did your team score? Yes. We don't need a replay booth once it says Pinocchio.
Alright, but how does Pinocchio work? Because if he knows he lies, or is it just like,
When he lies, his nose grows. so
Okay, but
he knows
is a
he's
li-
lying.
alright, so say that you didn't know, but it is a lie technically, because it's not true. So does your nose grow?
If you didn't know you were
If you
lying.
didn't
Yeah,
know
if
you
you
were
didn't know,
lying,
I
does
don't
his
think
nose
so.
grow?
I don't think so.
No?
I think it's like doing one of those what's it called, one of those tests that you have to do, a lie detector test.
Yeah.
It's because your heart rate and everything fluctuates unless you're like really good and calm under pressure and stuff like that. That's
I'm
how.
not, I get all
Because
sorts.
sometimes they can be inconsistent. But
They just hook you up to a sponge, Matthew.
Oh, what?
And how much water gets perspirated when he asks a
Yeah, I
question.
get sweaty. I get
When you
nervous.
lie?
No, not when I lie. In
Oh.
like high intense situations.
Oh. Well, I think I don't know, but doesn't it happen to most people?
Some people are really
I would
good
take the
under
Disney
pressure.
players though over the Hawk players
Why?
because you got the Beast from Beauty and the Beast. Like
That's
who's
true.
gonna try and
No.
stop him? I don't know if he can skate.
I think he would be good as a goalie.
Yeah.
Like,
he'd be a goalie, block the shot, and you just take it all the way down the other ice and throw it in the net.
Oh, who else is from Disney? You
Yeah.
I
got
don't
Cars.
You got Peter Pan.
well, I think that
That's true.
I
He's not
think
gonna
it's,
even be on the ice. He'll be floating around.
I think it's like the princesses and
Oh.
stuff like that. So
Oh,
I think it's Frozen
forget
and
it.
stuff. I think it's Frozen mainly because.
So you don't
of,
got any big guys from that. Oh, you got the big
What's his name?
burly guy from
No,
the.
what about the girls? The girls can't play hockey.
No, I'm just saying you don't have any big bodies.
You got the Frozen girl. What's her name?
Elsa.
Yeah, she'll freeze everybody on
Frozen
the
girl.
ice.
You got the really big lodge guy. That's like ooh.
Oh yeah. That was,
You
yeah,
can put him
what's
in the
his
net.
name?
I don't know.
What's
It's like
his name?
hello.
Oh,
I don't remember.
You got the
Oaken's
moose.
trading
Yeah.
post or whatever it was. Yeah, what's the moose's name?
Sven.
Is it Sven?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You got the ice guy. That
Olaf, the snowman.
Olaf.
yeah, snowman. You can take a puck every once in a while.
Just beats it.
It'll be blown to pieces.
Poor snowman.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well.
I think that's it.
That's it.
Alright guys, if you enjoyed this, like it, thumbs up, give us a good old subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. So see you guys later.